Welcome students. After the first video, we have told you that we would come back with the next part of that video. So here it is, the part 2 of the introductory class of Fundamental of Library and Information Science for MDC courses or the multidisciplinary courses according to the syllabus of West Bengal State University. So in the last session, we have given a basic idea about the library, its type, services, and resources. In the last slide of the previous video, we have mentioned about the different types of resources that are available for information in the libraries. And in this session, we'll light about the different characteristics of those resources. So, thinking of the library, the first thing we can visualize, that is the book. Perhaps no library in the world which have not a single book. Rather, in you have seen that library is a storehouse of knowledge in the form of books and other resources. So, if we're talking about the book, a book have different. In this image, you can see it that there are different parts of a book. While we are studying the library science, we should know the different parts of a book. So first one is a dust jacket. Here it is, and a dust jacket is the protective cover over the book. It is generally a glossy paper and cover the cover paper of the book, the cover page of the book. Then the front flap, the folding or the flap of the jacket that is inside the cover page. The back flap is the flap that is covered the back cover page, and that flap is inside the back cover page. The back face of the book is generally the back cover page, where you will generally find the about the author or different other books of that publisher enlisted there. The spine is the portion where we can see the short title of a book. You can see it is the spine where the word props is written. Another one is the head, that is the top of the book, and the tail is the lower cover of the book. So these are the basic areas, and these are the text block where you can get the title page, back of the title page, contents, basic text, and at the end there is some end matter where generally we find the glossary or index, something like that. Next one is the journal. Journal is a journal is a periodic publication that contains the scholarly articles or research findings and reviews, and it generally be peer reviewed. Peer reviewed means that a particular article written by someone is reviewed by some other person of same field or allied field. The scientific journal or the social science journal means in general we can say the academic journals are generally focused on a specific academic or professional field. In our subject, it is a vital source of information for disseminating the current information or the current research information of the particular field. And here is an example of journal, the most popular science journal, that is Nature, and there are some other also. And you can see in this type of journal, all these journal are dedicated to specific subject area. And another thing I want to say that in case of book, there is a unique number of a book that is called the ISBN, International Standard Book Number. Generally, it is of 13 digit. You can find it at the back cover page or the back of the title page. The ISBN is generally be printed. The ISBN indicates the uniqueness of a title. On the contrary, in case of journal, there are ISSN number, International Standard Serial Number. The ISSN generally consists of 8 digits. Okay. Another thing I would like to say that in this journal placed in the middle of the slide, that is Higher Education for the Future. Here you can see there is a number line written as volume 11, issue 1, January 2024. As we have mentioned that journals, magazines, these are the periodical publication. So these indicate the periodicity of the journal. The volume consists of all the issues published in a single calendar year, and the issue uh, indicates the number of journals published in a particular year. So if the volume number of Higher Education for the Future is 11, it indicates the journal has been started its journey since 2014. You can calculate that in the 2014 the first volume was published, and then 2023 the 10th volume has been published, and now in 2024 the 11th volume of the journal is on your screen. So how we have to calculate the volume number of a journal? Then we have to simply deduct the volume number from the year of its publication, that is 2024 minus 11, we will get 2023. Then we have to add 1, that is 2013 plus 1, that is 2014. So the journal has started its journey since 2014. So you can calculate yourself the initiation year of studies in the history. The 35th volume of this journal was published in 2019. Then calculate yourself when the journal Studies in History has initiated its journey. The next one is the magazines. Generally, the common people are confused between the characteristic of journal and magazine. The magazine is generally for the common people, for generalized reviews or articles has been published or generally published in the magazines. You can see the India Today or the Frontline, both are the popular magazines in Indian perspective, publishes the general articles which all people who can understand English can read. But in case of a particular journal which is for a specific academic or professional field are not meant for all. There is a basic difference between a journal and a magazine. But both have the periodicity, both contains ISSN, that is the International Standard Serial Number, but the nature of content is somehow different. Okay, and this is the most common picture of any rail station or bus stop where we can find this type of newspaper stand. A newspaper is very common to all of us that provide the current news and editorial features on the local or national and even international events, and covers generally a diverse topic. Uh, Anybody can find on the of his or her interest from the newspaper. And as for example, if anyone is um, interested in politics or someone is interested in or movies, all type of information are generally available in the newspapers. This is a image of newspaper. Next one is manuscript. Manuscript actually a handwritten or the typed material that is contains the original thinking or the imagination of a researcher or a writer, and it is generally be in the primary in nature. So you can see these are the old manuscript in the left hand side, and in the right hand side this is the manuscript of Rabindranath Tagore. And as in our previous class we have mentioned that manuscript become worthy if the author of the manuscript is well known or popular. Okay, so next one was thesis, and we have mentioned that thesis is the research report of academic studies, maybe for MPhil or PhD or higher. It is actually the in-depth study of the academic research that is obviously be the original research work and having the detailed methodology and with a specialization of a particular field. It generally supports the scholars of that particular domain of knowledge. This is the output of the submitted thesis, and that's all. And we have the electronic resources. In another class, we'll discuss the details of the electronic resources. Till then, stay tuned and keep studying and come to the library to explore the more resources.